everyone else on the planet hates compliments, but Matt actually loves a compliment. Like if you compliment Matt, he's literally like the happiest person on the planet. It's very strange.
Really?
So if you have one right now, if you have a compliment right now, I'm always.
I really love your whole outfit today. You look so nice.
Thank you. And I got dressed up for you as well.
It's working. Yeah. You did well.
Yeah, see, look how happy I am. Look at my smile.
You're glowing. You're glowing. See, I don't take compliments like that. I usually like give one back, and it comes really like it comes off really not genuine, but I actually mean it. But I just like try and deflect it, and then it just becomes weird. You know what I mean?
That's cute though,
because you don't have to say that.
Is it like does it come across like, you know, in Mean Girls when they're like really insincere, or does it just come across awkward and you're like, yeah, well, you look good as well?
It just comes off awkward because I'll like give it back, but I actually mean it, but I just want them to know. But it's because they've just complimented me that they're like, you don't have to say that. I'm like, I want to. Now it's awkward. Yeah.
Okay, well, look, your ex, Harry Jowsey, actually came on our podcast, which I think is how you discovered our podcast, probably.
You got sent to...
Yes, you were in a couple of our videos. You were a big topic of conversation throughout the whole podcast. So we're going to replay one of the points that was kind of like the contentious point of something that he said in the last podcast. We're going to hear that now, and then we're going to respond.
So I'll play it now just so it's fresh.
So you can hear it.
It's fresh on everyone's mind, but they'll play it.
Oh, don't worry. It hasn't left my mind. So we'll play it, but it's all good. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay. All right, well, then let's not play it. It'll be played.
So basically...
It wasn't loading anyway.
Maybe it is.
Perfect.
Okay, so basically Harry said he wasn't comfortable continuing the relationship with you guys for his own safety. And that was something that you were like, what the hell? Like, what's this about? Yeah. So do you want to explain that to us?
A lot of people had their opinions on the TikTok, so let's clear the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to clear the air. So I spoke with Harry about this after.
Yeah.
I was sent that a few times from people very close to me that were very concerned with the way that came across. So before I even saw it, I was like getting all these messages and phone calls from my friends, and they're like, have you seen that podcast? And I was like, no, but I'm sure I already know the kind of thing that he's putting out there. It's been like a continuous so I just didn't expect it to be any different from what was already being said.
Right.
But this was different because it kind of implied something really that could be taken a few ways about me and could look really bad.
Yeah.
So I spoke to him, and he said he didn't think it came across that way, and he was happy to clear it up, and he commented on it and cleared the air. Where he meant his safety, it was implying that he was protecting his heart.
Right.
And I feel like bad choice of word, definitely. But I don't think, he meant for it to come across in that way, but it did. And online, you have to be very careful about what you say about people, because how you say it. That's why I never like speaking about relationships, because one thing can go 50 different ways.
Yeah.
So I spoke to him, and he was really apologetic and felt really bad. And then I commented on your thing and cleared it up. But never have I ever been a safety concern to anyone in my life. I'm literally the most mothering, caring, friendly person. And I get that from so many people. That's my favorite compliment. Aww. Off the top of off the back of compliments is when someone says that I give them a safe feeling. Aww. I get that a lot, and that means the most out of any compliment I could get, because I love that, and I love when people make me feel that way. So having that word safety thrown in there was so upsetting. Not gonna lie, I cried about it the whole day. I was people are gonna think I'm unsafe to be around, and I literally pride myself on being a motherly figure. That's why I studied midwifery, because I love giving people that safe connection during their most vulnerable time, during birth, which is super vulnerable, and I'm that person that makes them feel safe.
I would feel safe having really my baby with me as the midwife.
I know, and to be fair, I wouldn't think that you're in any making Harry feel safe for his life or anything. You're not going to look at you're so small and dainty. You're not going to hurt. You couldn't hurt a fly.
Yeah.
I know, that's what I was thinking, and I was no, people are going to think I'm a horrible person now. But no,
well, let's talk about the relationship with Harry, because you guys are a little bit on and off. So what's kind of I know there's two sides to every story. We kind of got his version of events. What's your kind of version of how things kind of played out between you guys?
You just froze a little bit, but I think I got the most of what you were saying.
So I just I just said that we kind of got Harry's side of the story.
What's your version?
Yeah, like what's your version of kind of what happened and like the kind of on and off, breaking up, etc.
Should we start from the start how you guys met? Because let's start on let's start on a nice.
Yeah, of course. I always love talking about this because it was actually really amazing how me and Harry like started our relationship. I think it was really cool. I went on his podcast and we were talking about it for a while when my show came out, because he has a lot of people from other like seasons of Too Hot to Handle on there to talk about their experience. Yeah. So we were talking about it for a while, and then I actually went away to film a new show, which is coming out soon. So I couldn't go on his podcast for a few months, and then after the filming had finished, I flew to LA. So I was like, I'm going to go on the podcast, and we organized it with each other, and I've like gone in, and it's just the weirdest thing because instantly like the vibe of us was so. We had like a really strong connection. We just could not stop laughing. Like we didn't know what we were laughing at. Aww. We were both just like blushing like little kids, like laughing. And the guy that like co-hosts his podcast with him was just like so confused. He's like, I missed a joke or something, because like nothing's been said, but they've just like not stopped laughing the whole time. So instantly we got along great. And I just felt like things really, they just kind of naturally happened. After that, we went to Coachella together because I didn't have anyone to go with. My friends pulled out last minute. And he's like, come along with us. So we went to Coachella together, had a really good time. And then I think we both just decided, like we both realized we had like a little crush for each other.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just grew into something more, but happened really naturally. And like, it just went from like being really good friends to something more.
Aww.
So it was really nice, actually. And our whole relationship was like very playful like that. We'd have like, we joke with each other a lot. We give like, we will like say, like we get each other's sense of humor. Like there's never we don't get insulted by things. We're just constantly putting shit on each other, but can give it back to each other. And it's like really fun.
That's so good.
That's what you want in a partner.
Yeah, it was great. It's exactly what I want in a partner. But I think in a lot of ways, everyone has different things that they carry from previous relationships, and I think a lot of those little things started to come out on both ends with both of us. And also just being in like the public eye and putting things online and having everyone's opinion on it was really hard on me. And I mentioned a few times things like if he would go on a podcast and kind of appear more single than he is, it would upset me. He agreed and he understood and he would take that on board, but little things like that cause like us to have little arguments. And there's things I did as well, I'm sure that he would not have been happy with, but on my side there was like those little things. And I feel like we didn't come together over those conversations. If they kept coming up, they would like draw a big rift between us. So it kind of grew into something more than it needed to be, and like it actually wasn't that big of a deal. Like, but we ended up breaking up. We were not together. In that time, I'm sure Harry explored other things, and I actually did not, but I hung out with someone, and I think the way that it came across and the way that he ended up finding out about it when we were back together, where I can say I went wrong is that I didn't mention I hung out with this person, and he's someone that goes to a lot of similar events to us, and we did bump into him a few times. So where that comes across bad is I should have just told him about it, but nothing happened. So I felt as though like I really didn't need to, but knowing now that's something Harry would have wanted and I should have done that. So very much aware of the fact that that upset him and hurt him, but we were not together, and I literally just hung out with someone and nothing even happened. I never kissed anyone. I never even did anything. Like, so cheating definitely didn't happen. I never cheated on anyone in my life, and I never would. I'm very mature in the way of like, if I know I don't want to be with someone, I want to be with someone else, I will tell that person, hey, I'm having like a bit of a confusing situation going on right now where I don't feel like this is right for me. And I'll end it. I'm mature enough to do that, like, and then go and explore something else. So I didn't cheat on him.
So when you hung out with this guy, were you guys on a break then, or were you?
We were just not in contact at all. We hadn't spoken in 2 weeks.
So you broke up.
Broken up.
Yeah,
Harry broke up with me. Yeah,
okay,
broke up with me because we were having a little back and forth arguments, and we broke up completely, and then no contact at all. And I've hung out with this person.
Right. Well, so who was the person you hung out with?
I would prefer not to say because it's like it's just not good for me.
Well, when we hung up from Harry, Anna was like, "What do you reckon happened between him and Georgia?" And I was like, "Well, look, I felt like me and Harry were like sort of the same sort of personality, the same sort of morals and that." And I was like, "I reckon that when they had like a, did he say a break? I can't remember what I said."
He said they broke up.
They broke up. I said, "I reckon that she's hung out or slept with someone in the industry that he has to like hang around and he knows." And it's going to play with his mind and his ego and that. So I reckon I was sort of onto something there.
Somewhat.
Yeah, but no, I didn't sleep with anyone.
Yeah.
I'm not like fast moving like that. I don't usually like off the back of things want to sleep with someone. I like sleeping with people that I'm like in love with. I used to when I was younger, like, you know, try sleeping with people and make it meaningless, and it just wasn't really for me. Like now I'm more like, if I don't love you, the sex is not going to be like that worth it, so why do it? So that's how I am. And also when I'm like super in love with someone and things like freshly end, the last thing I can think about is going and being with someone
100%.
else. So I did hang out with someone, yes, but it was like the most innocent hangout.
Yeah, okay.
Literally during the day, swam in their pool and went home.
Nice.
Like it literally was like a hangout, no kiss, nothing.
Sounds like a play date.
And I'm friends with the person, and you know, if I saw them now, I'd still be friends with them. There's nothing awkward. Harry has since spoken to that person and knows nothing happened also. So
right.
Yeah.
So
I really hope that gets closed for me, because it's like implying I'm a cheater and things, and I've never even done it. Like it's just hurtful because like I'm not that person.
Yeah.
I don't cheat on people. You know?
So obviously this has happened, and then Harry's obviously talked about for the safety of his heart, like, you know, he couldn't get back together with you because of this situation. If he now knows that nothing happened, does that mean that there's a potential that you guys could get back together?
It's funny because we've actually spoken. We spoke since the podcast you did with him, so I think that might have sparked something.
You're welcome.
On that podcast, he was like saying he wanted to talk to me.
Yeah.
And I watched it back, and I was like, that's so funny, because like the day it came out, he actually contacted me, but I'm not sure really what the future holds there. He's obviously in LA and I'm in Australia at the moment. I have plans to move over there for a few months or something before my new show comes out.
Okay.
Comes out in February, so I'm planning to go over there, and I don't know if that will like rekindle something between us. I'm not sure. Like I'm open to it because like I obviously love him very much, and I don't lose feelings like that.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Love to see it.
But yeah.
Yeah.
You'd love to see it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You guys are like,
something happen.
It's really nice, I guess, for like us Aussies to kind of see a beautiful Australian couple get together in LA and to be really doing amazing things.
Yeah.
And I mean, even everything that you were saying about how like you only sleep with people who you have feelings with, I can definitely relate to that. And I think you're such a great role model. So, I mean, it would be great to see you guys get back together and kind of rekindle something if that door is still open.
Yeah, no, I think it definitely would be, but I'm just not sure if either of us are ready with our situations at the moment to be in a relationship. I'd like to think we were.
Yeah.
I want to be in a relationship, but I just don't know how ready Harry is for that and how much it would work.
Yeah.
Given our lives right now. So I don't know, we'll see, but yeah.
Do you have anyone?
I'm open to it definitely because I love it.
Do you have anyone else on the go right now then? Or is there any other guys you're seeing?
No, I don't really speak to people. It's very funny. I don't talk to anyone. When I'm home especially, like I know this whole area and I've like grown up here, so I know everyone, or they've dated one of my friends, or it's just like there's no options here for me because I've grown up with all these people and I know too much.
Yeah.
That's good then. You're 100% single.
I like to meet people overseas. Yeah, yes I
am. Over New Year, you were in Bali. Was there any like potential little flames or like holiday romances that happened?
No, like I'd like to say something interesting like that happened, but it was more of a girls' trip. Like I went there with a bunch of girls. We stayed in this house in like Uluwatu and just had like a really nice girls' time. We were all single and or like just getting out of relationships, and it was just like a really nice girls' time.
Aww, like a healing time.
Have no men around.
You had a real eat, pray, love trip. Real wholesome.
Literally.
Wake up and do yoga.
Like that was the Bali trip.
And have like acai bowls the whole time.
Do you think, is there a part of you that's like not really wanting to hook up with anyone else because you are still in love with Harry and you kind of have hope that you might get back together? Is that kind of maybe why you're holding off getting with anyone else?
Yeah, I think like looking at my kind of history, when I get out of like a long-term relationship, it's the last thing I want to do for ages. Like with my relationship before Harry, I didn't see anyone for like a year. Okay. I literally just didn't even go on a date. I was like, I can't do this because I will panic over like comparing the connection I have with someone to a previous relationship, and I can like really easily overwhelm myself and go home and be so depressed about it. And if I don't try and like rush into dating, then I don't have that feeling. So I'm like, let's just enjoy life, like let's just see what happens, not force anything, and if something's meant to be, it'll just come to me. Like I don't need to like force myself to get out there and date or like try and see people like fill a void.
I think that's healthy.
Very
healthy.
I
hate the mentality that we've spoken about before, to get over. I don't think that works at all.
It's so I've done that, and I cannot explain how depressed it made me.
It makes you feel worse, I reckon. It makes like it sucks your energy. You're just dealing with just people that you don't have any connection with, any care for, and just
it just makes you think about that person so much more.
Yeah, exactly. The one that you're actually trying to heal from.
Did you?
100%.
Speaking of that, did you hear Harry's comment where he mentioned that he said to someone who he was like seeing that what was it that he said to them, "You're making me miss my ex."
Yeah, you're making me miss my ex.
Oh yeah, that I felt really horrible when I heard that. I would hate as a girl to hear that.
Yeah,
like I think that would be like really like it would make me spiral if someone said that to me.
But
oh my god, I'd die.
Horrible. But being yourself, were you sort of like, that makes me feel good? That he's miss.
Not really, because I don't feel like having to sleep with someone to miss me is like a compliment.
True. I didn't think about that.
Should miss me anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like my presence and everything should be missed without you needing to like
partner.
fuck someone else.
Well, I mean, I guess everyone deals with breakups differently. Some people like try to like, you know, drown their sorrows. People sleep with people. I mean,
people hit the gym harder.
Yeah, hit the gym.
People go on random European holidays just to clear their mind.
Like, I might try that like next time I have a breakup, just go to Europe. Yeah. I did that once actually. I kind of went to Croatia and had the best time of my life.
I've heard Croatia.
So that's a good way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's definitely one of the better ways. My mate did it, and he's probably still not over it, but still.
It gets you over things temporarily.
Yeah, temporarily.
A change of scenery.
Yeah.
It's a good distraction.
So we had Chase on the podcast recently. Yes. I don't know if you listened to that episode, but what were your thoughts on that?
Oh, you know what? I like appreciate how random Chase is. Like when I first saw him online, I was like, this guy is just like the biggest, like cringiest person. When I met him in real life, I was like, you know what? He's actually all right. And I feel like he actually comes from a good place, but his delivery is just so off. Like he's actually not like this, I'm super into myself. Like I think I'm an amazing person. He's so humble in real life. Like you meet him, he's like so sweet.
You could tell
like the stuff he talks about, I'm just like, you're actually so deep, like way deeper than you are online. And he's on the new show that I filmed.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
we're on it together. And I got to see a really good side of him on there.
Well,
I don't know if everyone will, but I got to see a really good side of him on there. And afterwards, like he's lovely. I think he's lovely.
He was hinting that you guys hook up on that new show.
I can't confirm or deny if that happens, but
well, he said he hooks up with.
There's definitely a lot of dating on there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He said that he hooks up with an Aussie. So I guess when we see the show, we're gonna have to figure out how many Aussie girls there are, and then we'll have to narrow it down from there.
Wow, he's a bit naughty for saying that.
Is there only one Aussie girl?
You're the only Aussie girl on there.
She's like, shit.
Maybe someone's mixed on there. I don't know. Maybe there's someone part Australian.
So what's the show called that you guys are on together then?
It's called Perfect Match.
Perfect Match.
And it's like a similar, like it's a dating style vibe show with just like all Netflix favorite people in the one show.
Wow.
I would kind of compare it to like a Bachelor in Paradise vibe.
Yeah.
Where you get like the best of and put them in one house, and it's super like, it's just so crazy.
Wow, I can imagine
I'm,
that's
like,
going to be
so
very
nervous.
dramatic.
So you filmed this before you met Harry, you said?
Yes.
Oh, and now Harry and Chase live together.
Well,
oh
they
my.
told us, yeah, they don't live together. But
Don't they live together?
They live together.
No, they don't.
Oh, I
But
was like,
they
that's
live
strange.
close to each other and hang out.
Oh, sorry, they don't live together.
Well,
but
they're friends now.
okay,
So
yeah.
did you, Harry know that then, or?
Yeah. Like I obviously hadn't met Harry yet, so there's like really nothing that I could have done different. Like I hadn't even met him.
I know.
I'd spoken to him over Instagram. Like his ex is also on this new show.
Okay.
True, yeah.
There's a lot more awkwardness involving Harry, but like it's like I had no idea who he was. I'd never met him, so like
Right.
Yeah.
it's hard because.
How do you think he'll feel watching that and seeing you and Chase kind of hook up then?
He told me he's not going to watch it, so
Fair.
I understand.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't.
I
That's
said it's
fair.
probably a good idea.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't either.
If it was me, I wouldn't want to watch it just because, like, if you care about someone, seeing them in that kind of environment is just like not fun.
No.
Like, would you ever want to see like an ex that you cared about and dated for a while be on dates on TV?
No.
But if you knew it was
Definitely not. I wouldn't want
before,
it.
if you knew it was before you started dating, though.
Yeah, but Matt, you've had a
Yeah.
similar
I had a
situation
similar
with your
situation,
ex and
but
you
I
were
was-
pissed.
But I was with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so my
You
ex,
should know exactly what I mean.
my ex filmed Bachelor in Paradise, and then we were dating as it aired.
And
I was
Matt
like,
was Salt City.
I was
like
this
he was
fucking
furious.
sucks. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, you're hooking up with some
Yeah,
guy
see-
on TV.
Even if it's beforehand, it still for some reason like triggers so much like jealousy. Like I can't imagine watching him on a show dating. Like I would actually like freak out.
To be
Yeah.
fair, I wish I was better than that. I think that's what I meant, that I didn't care. I wish that I had it, like, you know what I mean? Not to care,
Yeah,
but
nah.
it's hard.
It makes you jealous. It just makes you jealous.
does.
Like, there's no way around it.
It does.
And they make things look so like sparkly and romantic on TV. Like it just really is not fun. to
Yeah.
watch.
So what do you think of Chase going after Claudia then?
So funny. Like that's just such a Chase move because like, okay, it's not funny in the fact that she's with someone, but it's funny in the fact that Chase is just so Chase. Like after my show, he was like reaching out to me, like unsending messages, sending more. And I was like, what's going on? Like this guy's so random. But like, I think he does that with everyone. Like he just does that with every girl. So as much as it's like a shocking situation for them, I don't actually think he had like super crazy bad intentions with it. I think he's very much into like content and collaborating with other
Yeah.
people in a same industry. And I think he definitely would think she's attractive because she's very attractive, but I don't think his intention was to be like, let's steal her away. I think he wanted to probably just make some cringy TikToks.
Do you think
that's
that he was telling the truth when he said he was going to paint his face like a clown and put an eggplant emoji on his forehead in 6 months' time if they're still together?
I didn't. Oh my God, the TikToks that he made, so savage.
No, so he said on it.
So
He said on the
savage.
podcast,
Oh.
if Claudia and Austin are still together in 6 months from now, he's going to paint his face like a clown and paint an eggplant on his head, so like he's a dickhead. And he's also said he'll pay for their date, a $20,000 date for them.
Oh, I don't think that's going to happen. The clown part. I think the clown part would definitely happen. $20,000, I can't see him doing that. But
Hey,
yeah, I would actually love to see the clown thing. So I hope that they stay together.
Same.
I think they will.
well, he said if
Very
the
cute.
date happens that we're allowed to go, so if it does happen, you can come as well.
Yeah.
All 5 of us would just
100%,
rack up
yeah.
a massive
I'll
bill
do that.
on his card.
100%. Oh my God, I'm so keen for that.
Yeah.
It's happening. It's going to happen in Sydney, Australia. So,
Yeah.
and then we can all fly down for the
Well,
super yacht that he's
yeah.
planning.
Yeah, he's planning a super yacht, skydiving.
Super yacht? Say less. I'm already there. Clear my schedule.
Yeah.
I'm so there.
No, he was wild. I liked him. I got along with him. I thought he was funny, and I could see what you mean by like he just does it for
Yeah.
like the reaction sort of thing as well. I reckon. Like,
Yeah.
he's just a down to earth guy.
Yeah, what people miss, like especially Australians, because Australians are very like transparent is that a lot of people in LA have like a persona, and it's very much not who they are, but it's for dramatic and like reaction and people to go, oh my God, and clickbait. Like, I don't know how to do that because I'm just very much myself, but there's people that are so different. Chase being one of them in a good way.
Yeah.
I actually think Chase in real life, super sweet, super down to earth. He has a lot of like, you know, family, really heartfelt, like touching situations he's experienced in life. And like, I think he's just like a deeper person than what he puts online. So as much as he looks like a little bit of a tool sometimes, give him the benefit of the doubt, try to, because I think he's just trying to like, you know, succeed in life.
Yeah.
And he's doing well, so cool. Whatever he's doing is the right thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know. I should take like a leaf out of it because I think I should be a little bit more dramatic.
Yeah, a little bit more. Stay true to yourself.
I know, but I could turn up the dramatics just a little bit. You know, I make things
just
a little bit more sassy. Yeah.
Well, speaking of like DM slide-ins, who would you say has been the biggest celebrity or famous person that's slid into your DMs since the show?
You can tell us.
This is a safe space. It's just the three of us.
It's not safe.
It's just three friends catching up.
I'm going to like opt for a non-dramatic version of a person. I think like, okay, didn't slide into my DMs, but on a dating app reached out to me, and I would say, I think Lewis Hamilton would probably be the most known successful. Yeah.
Wow.
And I didn't even reply because by the time he messaged, like I'd been sitting on that app for a while, but like wasn't using it, and I was like kind of seeing someone, so it just like I didn't even reply.
So you left Lewis Hamilton on red.
But like not in a mean way. I'm sure he's a lovely guy, but like I'm just like I don't talk to multiple people at once. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
It's not good on my conscience. I don't like doing that. So I just didn't reply.
It's so nice meeting you because I feel like you really are super like down to earth and genuine, which, you know, I feel like I don't really expect anything less from a lot of Aussies and successful Aussies, because I feel like to be successful as an Aussie, people have to really see that you have a good heart and connect with you like on that level.
Yeah.
I think that's what people love about Australians.
Yeah.
Like they are very transparent people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. So Lewis Hamilton got the
any other ones?
Got the scene. Is there any others that, you know, are in the LA kind of dating scene?
Yeah, but I don't want to throw them in there. I can't.
Okay.
I know I said I should be more dramatic, but
are you literally
you
literally just said you should be more dramatic, and yeah, here we are.
I know, but now's not a good time to start.
No, there's no time like the now to start. That's what they say.
There's no time like the present.
Yeah, the present.
Oh my gosh, no, I can't. I can't actually think of any off the top of my head, to be honest. There's one person, but I would, for like my sanity, not mention because it's just not worth going down that rabbit hole.
That's fair.
Okay, well, that's something we want. Yeah.
Well, Harry mentioned that he had a celebrity crush, and that was Madeline Klein. Was that right? Who is your celebrity crush?
It's a really good question. Oh, okay. Weirdly enough, he's Australian as well. The guy out of Euphoria that plays, what is his name?
Oh, I know the guy you're talking about.
Yeah.
So Jacob Elordi.
Yeah,
Jacob Elordi.
Okay.
I am obsessed with him.
My sisters are as well.
I literally think he is so beautiful, like tall, but like it's just like his whole vibe just seems so cool. His Instagram, so vibey. Like I don't know, something about him that I just think I would like be obsessed with.
He posted that he was at a pub in Richmond a couple of months ago, and my sister lives in Richmond, and she literally went down to the pub, but she missed him, and she's engaged as well. She's like, I have to see him.
I've just got to go.
Yeah, I've got to go see
him.
Yeah.
So if Jacob Elordi slides into your DMs, will you reply?
If I'm single, I would definitely reply.
Because I mean, look, if it doesn't work out with Harry, that could be a nice, cute little coupling. Still an Aussie coupling.
You guys cute.
Australian. Yeah.
Well, what about for all the guys listening out there that are listening and they're like, okay, I want to slide into Georgia's DMs. Do you have any tips for them?
Do you reply?
Anything?
Not really. Like I don't really reply to like Instagram slide-ins. I don't know why. I used to. I don't know. I just find it a little bit like cringe. It's hard to talk to me, I'm not going to lie, because I like meeting people organically. I think that that's the way that I really get it along with people, is when I see them in person.
Yeah.
And it's not pressured, and I'm just like, oh, there's like, he's got a good vibe about him, charismatic, this could be something going on here. That's how I like to meet people. Online, I like never take it serious.
Yeah.
Whether it's like a dating app or like Instagram, like I rarely ever take it seriously, and it's just how I am. I like old school dating.
Yeah.
Like notebook vibes.
Aww. So you're like a hopeless romantic.
I am.
I love that.
Definitely.
So what would you look for in a guy then? What's your what qualities do you look for? Let's start off with looks first and then go to qualities.
Looks wise, it's very difficult for me to say because all my exes look completely different.
Right.
Like, they're very different. Like some are short, some are tall, some are like blue eyes, blonde hair, some have dark features. Like they're all so different. I usually am attracted to guys with lighter features than I would consider I have, because I like opposite to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like half Lebanese, and I have like naturally like darker eyes, darker skin. So I like people with lighter hair, lighter eyes, surfy vibe. That's like what I've kind of always gone for mainly. But that's just like not to say I don't like other types, because I usually like it's always different. Really. But personality wise, I love someone super charismatic. I love someone that can put like just joke around a lot. If you I don't know, shit talk a little bit with them, they can give it back. They're not going to be like awkward. They can, I don't know, someone that can just hold their own.
Totally.
Because I'm very like, I joke around a lot, and I don't really take much seriously unless it's like, I take a relationship very seriously, but I don't take like, I'm very like easygoing.
Yeah.
So I like someone easygoing, spontaneous, that's someone that wants to travel with me, see the world, like experience things, get out of their comfort zone, but also is like super easygoing to be around and funny. I love funny.
Yeah, I love that. Do you reckon that you'll end up dating someone in the spotlight, or are you kind of like open to meeting, you know, a random guy from down the street?
Someone who, just...
I don't know, like I don't care about that at all. I think there's positives and negatives to both.
Yeah,
so I think it's difficult to date someone in the environment that I'm in because it's very public, but it's also easier because we do the same thing and we get each other's work and we can relate to each other. Yeah. So there's like that aspect, and then there's like, if they're not in the scene that I'm in, it's, I think, a lot less pressure. And it's probably a lot more natural, and like, you know, you can keep it a lot more private.
Totally.
Which is also a benefit. But then also it might be really difficult because my life is very on the go and I travel a lot, and if they're not someone from that understanding, it could be hard. But I'm open to either. Neither matters to me. It's just really about how I get along with the person.
Right.
And that's all I really care about, to be honest. I can make it work if it's worth that.
Yeah,
of course.
Like I can make it work pretty easy. So.
Sorry guys, my phone's meant to be on D&D.
I'm actually just going to put mine on that too because it keeps vibrating.
First thing I do as soon as I walk in the studio,
I'm on D&D. I don't know how that happened.
Alarms don't count towards D&D. I learned that the other day.
I learned.
There you go.
I learned that ages ago because I was like with this girl and I was like, "Nah, you're lying. It doesn't work." But it does.
But it does.
It does.
Yeah, it
Trust
does.
me, every morning.
I used to always freak out.
Wakes me.
If I went to sleep, that my alarm wouldn't go off, but it does. So. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you consider to be a red flag in relationships? Because obviously you've dated Harry. Well, firstly, let me ask that question and then I'll move on because I'm getting ahead of myself.
What I've noticed over the years, anyone that will say that they have a lot of crazy exes is like a huge red flag.
Absolutely.
Because when they say that, it's usually because they make them insane, and you end up finding out why later that they're all crazy because they gaslight you all the time and turn you into crazy. Yep. So that I find, if they can't speak nicely about someone they've been with, huge red flag.
Totally.
Like, I want to hear that you respect that person and you guys get along and whatever. Like, you don't talk, but if you saw them, it would be great. Like, there's no awkwardness, because that shows maturity and respect. And if, say, we're going to end, I want to see that from you.
Because
I give that to everyone that I'm with. It's a very good point, and I've learnt it the hard way many times. The guy I saw from Australia used to talk so badly about his ex, make out she was very, very crazy, stalker vibes, like, and I was like kind of manipulated into thinking that she was, and it was actually because he was just leading her on the whole time I was seeing him and keeping her there and really messing with her head. So like, it wasn't she was crazy at all. If anything, he was crazy. Yeah. So
it's always the guys.
What do they say? Are women crazy, or do men make them go crazy?
Men make us go
men
crazy.
Make women crazy. Literally.
Do you, I sometimes maybe, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
Your ex.
I've had two situations. I've had both situations where we're friends and then one's too crazy. So.
Red flag.
If you've got both, that's probably like an orange flag.
Yeah, it's an orange.
It's more of a green flag, I think. If you can say you've had a good, like, not every relationship's going to end well, but like, if you've got one that you can say is good, I don't think that's a red flag. It's when you say every ex is crazy.
Absolutely.
It's like, well, what's the common denominator here?
You.
It's you.
Or it's your time. So, I'm sticking up for guys here.
True. It might be.
Maybe it's just
either way. Then that's still a red flag.
It's like, am I the crazy one?
Obviously, your ex Harry has a lot of exes who are in kind of the same scene. How did you feel about that?
I didn't really feel like much about that. I don't really like pay attention to people's previous relationships when I'm with them. It's more just like how we get along. Like, obviously he's in that scene, so he's got to meet a lot of people in that industry. Like, it's just going to happen. Yeah. Like, you're in LA, you meet people at events that do the same thing as you do. It's just like organically happens. So the fact that he dated quite a few people in the same scene is just like, I feel like kind of normal. When you're in LA, like, everyone does that. So I didn't think much of it, and I still don't.
Did you guys?
I'm sure he would date someone out of that scene if he had that connection with them. Yeah. I don't think that's like a make or break thing.
So did you guys bump into any of his exes out in LA?
Oh yeah, all the time.
And how would you deal with that?
I'm not awkward at all.
You're not awkward?
Like, I know who I am, and I know like what I bring to a person and a relationship, and I don't compare myself with anyone that he's been with. Like, he's got beautiful exes. Like, I've met I went on a trip with one of them. We got along great. Like, she's lovely, and I see what he would have seen in her. Like, I like her a lot. Aww. She's lovely. And I've filmed with another one of his exes. Like, obviously didn't know Harry then, but like, I don't know. I can see what he would see in them. Like, I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh my God, so awkward. We can't go anywhere that they are at. Like, I'm not that kind of person. And also, I believe you can't stop someone from making their own choices as much as you try. So nothing I would do to prevent anything that's going to happen, I don't think would. Yeah. Like, whatever will be, will be.
Totally.
So if I go somewhere and I meet them and I get along with them, like, I think it's the best option.
Would you say you're a jealous type in relationships then, or?
I am jealous, and I'm working on that, but I'm not jealous like in the way of people he's been with he can't speak to. I'm jealous with actions within the relationship,
right?
That's fair enough.
And how I'm like made to be shown as like someone's partner. I want, if you're telling me every day that I'm the best thing that ever happened to you and you love me and you want to marry me, but you're giving other people a different impression, that's the kind of stuff that's going to bother me and make me feel like, you know, insecure and jealous.
Absolutely.
It's putting yourself out there to be a version of you that's not, and giving people the wrong idea.
You were saying that you didn't like how Harry would act single on his podcast, or when he'd go on podcasts.
Not his podcast, and it's not really like how he would act. I think it's like a few ways that he would answer questions. Just, I know he meant it from not a bad place. Like, he's funny and he jokes a lot. And that's what I love about him. But then when it comes to serious things, it can be what I don't love so much about him. And that was one of those examples. Like, if someone is asking about me, I just want you to say either nothing or just say nice things about me, because I speak highly of him. Every opportunity I get, I will speak highly of him. And I don't do that because I want people to think, you know, I'm a nice person. I do it because I love him. So I just want that same kind of vibe.
So did you feel like he wasn't speaking nicely about you?
I think a few times there were things that left it looking like our relationship was less serious than it was, and I wasn't the only one that got that impression. It was a consensus of an opinion. Like, you would read the comments and they would really upset me because it's people saying stuff like, she's a smart girl, but this is a very dumb decision to be with someone that acts and treats her like they're like single. She needs to have more respect for herself. Things like that would really upset me, and I can't ignore that because I am a smart girl, and I don't want people to think I'm some like dumb pushover girl. I'm not. I know exactly what I want, and giving people that opinion of me is just, I don't think
But
fair.
surely you could you could compartmentalize like that when he goes on a podcast and he answers in like the moment. It's not the same as how, like, you know what I mean? Surely at home
But she doesn't have to.
Making you
if
feel
that's her boundary.
Yeah, I know, but I can also think like, you don't have to speak like in a way that makes me look bad. You don't have to speak about me at all. I would actually give you that option if you want that option. I don't care if you don't talk about me at all, but don't like present me into be like something less than I am. Because if you value me in our relationship, I want people to see that as well.
Absolutely.
I just want an example though of what you're talking about, because I'm like,
I'll give you a really minor example because this one's like not a big deal at all, but I don't want to like be super dramatic. I'll ease myself.
No, it's only because I've got like the same issues. So like, I'm just wondering. Yeah.
I'll give you an example then. It's not that bad. Okay. You probably won't think it's that bad, but I thought it was a little bit hurtful. He did a podcast. We were very much together in like the midst of our relationship, dating, and someone asked him what he wanted to go on TV wise, and he said, "Oh, I'd love to go on The Bachelor." And the girl replied saying, "Aren't you in a relationship?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, when that's done."
Well, that's different. And like, okay. I can understand why you'd care about that.
That's
like,
hurtful.
But I was that's like a little bit like, why am I with you if you see this as so like
disposable?
Yeah, no, that's different.
So I felt like really hurt about that, and I would bring those things up to him, and he just didn't see it as being like that much of a big deal. That's what hurt me.
Okay, I thought you meant
that's a huge deal.
Yeah,
I'd be pissed.
I think so too.
I thought you meant more like, say he's on he's doing a podcast and he's like sort of like flirtatious, not flirtatious, but like he's being his charming self. And I thought if that's like,
no.
I sound like I'm so far up Harry's ass right now, but
Harry.
like I have the same problem. And then like people are like, well, why are you acting single? And I'm like, but that's just me.
No,
you know what I mean?
I know Harry's like that, but I'm also like that as well. So I have a lot of understanding for that. I'm very charismatic, and if I talk to someone, more often than not, they'll get the wrong impression because I'm very over friendly. So that's like something I have a lot of sympathy for. Yeah. I can be too friendly and teeter on the line of giving someone the impression I'm flirty, but I'm just not. I just get along with people very well. So I struggle with that myself, and I don't have any issue of him doing that in a podcast setting with a girl. That's not my issue. It's what he physically like says that can sometimes hurt me, because people take it as in like, why would you be with someone that doesn't value your relationship at all? That's how people take it.
I see what you're saying.
And then I have to sit there and think, why am I in that? Yeah. Because I want someone that does value me. So that hurts.
When you first met Harry, I mean, he does have a bit of like a playboy kind of reputation. Was that something that maybe worried you getting into that relationship with him?
It did, but I also don't really like to attach people to things they've done in the past.
Absolutely.
I like to have my own experience with someone, because if I was being judged on how I was in every previous relationship by every new partner, I think that would suck, because you grow and change so much. So I never looked at him and thought, anything I've seen online, I'm going to judge him for, because I don't even know that that's fact. And I also want to see how it is with us. Everyone's different in every relationship. Just it depends on the person and how you are towards them and whatever. I knew I wouldn't tolerate anything less than I deserved in that aspect. So if there was anything shady going on, or if I felt like he wasn't committed or loyal to me, I would have ended it.
Do you think that with the comments like the one you just kind of gave an example with before, that there potentially was any sort of shady behavior going on whilst you guys were together?
No, I don't actually. Like, I actually just think it was more for attention. His whole job is very much reliant, and that's not a bad thing. That's like, I rely on that as well.
Yeah.
That's why I post TikToks. That's why I post photos, thirst trappy kind of photos. It's attention that you need in this like industry.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
As gross as that sounds. So like, some people do more than others would for that, and I just think in those situations, that's what he's good at trying to get. You know, a little bit of clickbait, a little bit of fun out of it. No harm is meant out of it. But when you bring another person into it and they're in a relationship, it can be difficult.
Yeah.
If you're used to doing that kind of thing and now all of a sudden it's not acceptable.
That's why he's probably been so successful for so long, because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yes, and that I have to pride him on, because not many people make it as far as he did. Going off the back end of a TV show, like you usually have a lifespan and then you fizzle out. So he's done really well to like maintain and keep going up.
Yeah.
And it's worked so well for him. I see why he does it. I'm not like, you know, I get that.
Yeah.
Well, you said before about Chase as well. Like he's got his persona that he portrays online. It's the same thing. Yeah,
exactly. And a lot of people do, because you have to run with what you've got. And especially if you go on a TV show and you're like player or you're like the douchebag, people know you for that.
Totally.
When you come off that. So you've got to keep that up.
It's very hard to do a 180.
It's very hard. Like, I'm lucky that, you know, my audience sees me the way that I am, and I don't have to try and do anything dramatic I could be more dramatic and I could get more attention, but it's just not genuine to me, and I don't feel like that's important.
Yeah.
So I don't do that, but a lot of people do that, especially in LA. Everyone's got some kind of persona.
Well, speaking of your show, you were on Too Hot to Handle. How was that experience for you?
I actually had the best time. Like, I got along with everyone so well. I didn't find like, you know, a relationship, but I made a lot of great friendships and I stay in touch with all of them. Like, the experience itself was so amazing. Meeting people from all over the world, like, and just being in the one place. Now I have connections everywhere. And like,
so cool.
Yeah.
Say I want to go to Hawaii and see Patrick and get him to like sing me another little guitar song, I can go there and he can show me all around. Like, I have friends all over the world now, and it's just, it's been an amazing opportunity even after what has come for me. Now I have other opportunities with Netflix as well because of that. So
super exciting.
It was like one of the best things.
How did you get casted for it?
They cast everyone the same way. They kind of reach out to you through Instagram on like a really dodgy little like fake account. And it just seemed so, I actually ignored it for a month. I just thought it was like someone was trying to like mess with me, because the photos on their site were like zoomed in, like super pixelated, like you couldn't even make them out. And it was like, hi, I'm casting from such and such. And I was like, this is so fun. Like,
we were talking.
Why would I even waste my time?
Yeah, we're talking to Chase about it. They sent I got it as well. It was like a pool, not a pool, a boat party thing or something. They said it. They
told us it was on a boat.
Yeah, boat party sort of thing. I was in a relationship, so I ignored it. But
really,
yeah.
Oh damn.
It is what it is.
That's
Could
a
have
shame.
been there.
It's the story of my life at this point.
Oh no. See, I was like luckily single when they reached out, and it was like just after kind of COVID has happened and I couldn't go anywhere for the longest time, and I really wanted to travel again, and I love traveling. So it came to me at the perfect time, and I was like, you know what? Why wouldn't I? Like, I get to go to an amazing like Caribbean like location and just have the best time, meet new people. I love doing all that stuff.
Did you lose any of the money, like when you were doing it? Were you?
Yeah, I lost a little bit.
But you said you said you have to feel a connection with someone. So was it just kiss?
I know, but like I like to have fun.
Yeah, she's on the Caribbean. Give her a break. Jesus.
I'm in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
I was single for about a year at that point.
Oh, yeah. I can't blame you. If I was in that situation, I would have done the same thing. I would have lost him.
But like, I didn't even date after my ex for a year, and then I've gone on the show, and I'm like, oh, new people, so much fun. Everyone's like good looking, and we're all in a country, and it's like a vacation.
How is?
So I kissed a few people, but like.
Oh, we're not gonna hold you.
How?
It's fine.
Cuff me.
It's fine.
How did your ex feel about you going on the show? So he actually called me. It was really weird. He's got like this telepathic
way of knowing when anything in my life starts to become great. And then he would like reach out again. This is before I met Harry, so he doesn't talk to me anymore. Yeah. But when I was in the midst of getting over him, it was like any time an opportunity would come my way, he had like a signal to reach out to me and try and like get back in my life. So he did that conveniently right before I was about to leave, and I said, I'm not going to be able to use my phone. Like, I'm glad we're on talking terms again. Like, we just had established a friendship,
right?
Because it went from hate to now we can be mutual. And I said, I'm not going to be able to use my phone. I'm going away for a month. And he's like, tried to dig for some information, and then found out, like, was telling me he was really happy that I'm like going and doing this opportunity. It sounds great. The next day called me and like went off about it and said if I was to go on that, he'll never speak to me again. And I said, that's crazy, because like my bags are packed and I'm going.
I'm at the airport.
And I went, and then funnily enough, he did speak to me again. He
they
wrote
always
me like a love
do.
song.
I was about to say, they always do. That's such an empty threat.
They always circle back.
Yeah.
They do.
He circled back conveniently right before it was coming out. And I was like, this is just so, your timing's crazy.
Did you still have feelings for him at the time then, when he like reached out to you?
No, like I was well over it by then.
Oh.
It was actually really good. I think the whole experience was short to handle, got me over it in a lot of ways, because I could see like what my future would hold and how much a relationship with him doesn't align with me and my true personality, my true self. Like, I just felt like I couldn't be that with him. And even more so now that I had a show coming out where I was just exactly who I was, and he would have not liked it and made me feel bad about it. So I just put it in the back of my mind and really moved forward.
Good for you.
Good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it was good.
We have a couple of listener questions.
Before we get into that, what else is planned for the rest of this year? Big year coming up with the show coming out. Do you have any other plans?
Yes, so I am launching my own brand.
Amazing.
So very much like in the beginning processes of that, but I haven't really told anyone about it, so it's still very much secret, but that's something I'm working on. I'm very excited for. I know, thank you. And then I also would like to start a podcast. I'm just figuring out the dynamics of that.
Amazing.
But I love like talking to people and connecting with people and just like, so I think it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, go for it.
You'll be amazing.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Thank you. Oh, I just lost it.
Oh, but that's not a good start.
Oh gosh, I'll get the big ones.
That's it.
These ones, we don't like them. They make us. They ruin our hair.
Yeah, they make me look super.
What type of brand? Can you give us any like hints of what is coming?
Not yet, because I'm not 100% sure, and I might change things. So I don't want to say anything that's going to be changed.
Okay.
Be a little bit more dramatic.
I know, but what if I change it?
I know.
It's still in the beginning.
You don't want to be held accountable.
And then I'm like getting all this liar.
Everyone's
like, where is it?
Too dramatic.
You said on Where's Your Head At, you're doing it.
Yeah, literally. Oh, yeah. So, no, I'm excited for that, but it's very early days with that. I'm very much focused on everything surrounding the show coming out. I think it's going to be really amazing.
Yeah.
It was a really good experience, and I'm so excited for people to watch it because, like, I don't know, it's just so fun.
It'll be so good.
And obviously moving to LA through the summer there.
Yes, I'm moving to LA. I'm so excited about that because I have like a few friends over there that I became really close with after my show came out. And yeah, I don't know, I just love the whole life there now. I used to not like it that much the first few times I went, and now I've just like, I don't know, there's something about it. And
I can't wait to go back to LA. I loved it there.
Yeah, I love it now.
I loved it there.
That's awesome.
I think the first time I went, it was a little bit confronting for me because it's a very different dynamic to Australia.
Oh, yeah. I loved that.
But then some people really love it. I think for me, I was seeing more of the sadness there than the happiness. Okay. But now I can like separate it and surround myself with better people and see more of the happiness, and I really like it.
That's with any city though. If you look, you can see the sadness in it, and it's just
totally.
It's sort of like you want to try to avoid that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it's a good place though. I love it.
Yeah. Okay, we have a couple of listener questions.
Should I do the spill? So this is where we ask them to ask us where our heads are at. No, wait. We ask you to ask us where
I don't know what's going on.
I was like, who's asking me where who's
So they're asking us to ask you where your head is at.
Apparently.
Okay. So I'm asking you.
No, now you're getting way too. No, so they're asking. Yeah. Just we're going to ask you some questions.
Okay, the first one comes from Andrea, and she has asked, if Justin Bieber was single and you met him, would you sleep with him or hook up with him if he was interested in you?
It's a very controversial question, Andrea. Thank you. Oh, it's Drea's. Very controversial. He's amazing, and I've had a crush on him since I was 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
So it would be a very much a lie and a non-truth for me to say I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
As he's married, definitely not.
Absolutely.
But single, be another situation.
Yeah.
It's Justin Bieber. I don't know who wouldn't. He's one of the best people.
If he wasn't married, I think you guys would make a pretty cute couple.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Even though
you.
he's in a cute couple with.
With Hayley, we love Hayley.
I love their relationship. I think they're so sweet.
So
I can't
sweet.
wait for them to have a baby.
Oh, I know. Same.
It's going to be so cute.
Okay, bear with me here. Reading's not my strong point. Madison asks, do you prefer a public relationship or a more private one? You posted a lot of TikToks when you were with Harry, and I was wondering if this was more for your career or you'd like to share your relationship with your followers.
I've said, I'm very transparent. So I love sharing things with people. The only downside of that is that if anything does go wrong, it's like he said, she said, he did this, she did that. And it's so draining.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I like keeping things more private.
Yeah.
But I also want to share things with people because I love people, seeing my life. And it's just hard. That's one I don't know. And I'm trying to figure out this year, if I was to be with someone, maybe have a time limit of how private I keep it for how long, say 6 months.
Yeah.
And then if after 6 months we're still together, then open it up to the public and then see what happens there. But jumping into being online too soon, I think is not healthy anyway. It can really damage something beautiful.
Yeah.
It can.
How long were you and Harry together for officially then?
I think it was probably about 6 or 7 months.
Right.
How long till you started posting?
It was pretty soon after we met, and that was not I didn't want that. I said that I think it's best we don't, but I think Harry wanted it to be out there so that he felt that I was owning that I was with him, but it wasn't about not owning it. It's more about I like privacy in the beginning of the relationship.
While you're trying to establish that connection.
Yeah. It was more soon than I'd like. It's probably a month in or a few weeks.
Yeah.
That's really soon.
Yeah.
It's hard though. When you fall in love, I posted about my relationship 2 months in because I was I'm in love. I want to tell everyone. It's that really, it's hard to find the balance. So if you find the balance, you need to come back on here and let everyone know. Or let your own podcast. When you have your own podcast, you can let them know.
Yeah, I think it's just about timing. This time, I would wait longer.
Absolutely.
Do we ever know the right timing though with these sort of things?
I don't know, probably not. But jumping into it too soon when you're not that sure on the stability of the relationship, maybe save it because then it opens you up to everyone speculating and stuff, which is just it's not productive.
No, I agree.
And it's actually 10 times more painful to go through a breakup that's online than one that's in private.
Absolutely.
It really is.
Absolutely. And it does put a lot of pressure on a relationship when everyone knows about it. Especially as you said, if it's not stable, then there is a chance that you could break up, and then that can make you feel a certain type of way. You kind of feel like you've maybe failed or whatever those feelings are. So it is pressure.
And people are invested as well. Your followers, their followers are invested. So it's not just you two. There's millions of people invested as well.
Absolutely.
So you don't want to let everyone else down.
And all the little fan pages and all the cute people that devote their time to making little edited clips of you. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It is.
Also, you see all of that conveniently when you're broken up. It just comes and finds you.
Somehow you
just
get tagged in them.
It's a knife every day. Yeah. It's so amazing.
Well, Georgia, we are going to hope and pray over here at Where's Your Head At that door that's still open with you and Harry can maybe be rekindled in some sort of way. But if not, we wish you all the best. And we know that LA is going to be amazing. We can't wait to see all of the amazing things that you're going to be doing.
Can't wait to see your brand and your podcast.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Oh, thank you guys.
It's been a pleasure chatting to you as well. You're so sweet. So thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. You guys are so lovely.
Thanks for coming on. We loved it. Great chat.
Thank you.
No worries. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.